Hey there, wrestling fans, what's up? This is WWPWW, episode 71, 61, something like that?
Something like that. 203, actually.
Yes, 203. Yeah, why don't we just inflate it like Goldberg's undefeated streak? This is
That's
episode
right.
173. 173 podcasts without a loss. Yes, we are coming this week from my kitchen instead of our usual recording spot, so very interesting, very different for a change of scenery, change of pace.
Actually, absolutely. We got chairs we can bust over each other's heads, and
Yeah,
a table we can actually go through.
yeah, this
I'm
table.
sure you would enjoy that. Picking up all that stuff.
Yeah, there's linoleum on the top of the earth, ceramic tile on
yeah.
the top of it, so it's,
It would hurt.
yeah, it would hurt. It hurt a lot.
Shatter through your bone or your skin and stuff like that.
And splinter apart and break apart and poke you.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Because
that's
wrestling isn't real.
exactly. So, any big news or anything that you've heard? Anything interesting, fun that you've heard?
No, I mean nothing too great. The ROH show or the All In, the Cody Rhodes Young Bucks show, is set for Chicago on September 1st.
Okay.
And so that's kind of interesting, kind of cool. They're trying to fill a 10,000 person stadium, and so I think they will do that. I think if anything, I mean Chicago is a huge wrestling town, and I think because it's not WWE, I think people will go out and see that a lot more than they would some of the WWE.
Because it's probably more affordable.
Yeah, it's more affordable. I don't know how much tickets are going to be. I'll have to check them out.
Yeah, 'cause if we can get some, that'd be cool to check out. Totally.
It'd be awesome.
Wrestling field trip.
Yeah, wrestling field trip. Hey, wife, I'm going to go to Chicago with Caleb real quick. I'll be back sometime later. Yeah, so I think I'm interested in that. I'm interested in seeing how that goes. I'm interested in seeing how the card sets up. Who's going to be on the card? I know that they probably all of the people who are in the Bullet Club or the Elite or whatever you want to call them will probably be there. Rumors that CM Punk might show up are probably going to start spreading. I don't think they're going to get him, even though it is in Chi-Town. Maybe that's the reason why they put it in Chi-Town.
Hopefully to get him. Yeah, because there's a lot of CM Punk Bullet Club fan art out there. Like I've seen, which looks really cool. People will like CM Punkify, if you will, the Bullet Club logo, and make like his own. Because there's like the Villain Club and all that stuff. There's each member has their own like custom Bullet Club logo. So I saw somebody like make one for him and stuff like that, and it looked really cool. But yeah, I don't think that he hates wrestling anymore. So
yeah, I mean, if they get him, cool. I'm sure he won't wrestle. I'm sure he'll come and like say something if they get him at all. But I think that's cool. I think that's great that they're gonna do that independently, if you will, with their own money, and so they have a couple other financial backers that they pull together. It's not ROH money. It's them wanting to prove that they can put on an independent show for the masses. And Chicago, I personally think Chicago is the best town they can do that, especially since the Bullet Club's kind of anti WWE.
Yeah.
And with Chicago being that crowd who will always come out and chant CM Punk and just be
super obnoxious.
Yeah, super obnoxious. Like, they're jerks. It's a jerk of a crowd. And I don't blame them. I mean, I get it, but I think they'll fill it. I think that they'll run into having too many people interested. Because, like I said, Chicago itself will probably fill it, but you're pulling from Iowa. That's a big wrestling place. You're pulling from Minnesota. That's huge wrestling. So people will flock to this show.
Yeah,
no doubt.
I'm sure.
They picked the best venue. That's just all I'm saying.
And
yeah. I mean, as far as other rumors, I mean, like I said, rumors are rumors. Rumors don't.
It's hard to know what's.
Yeah, they don't really hold weight a lot of the times. But the NXT show, the takeover in New Orleans is shaping up. We got our main event. I assume it's going to be Almas. It is going to be Almas versus Aleister Black. They announced that last night, or Wednesday night, I guess I should say. So that's really cool. Tapings for the next shows have already begun and have already wrapped, and so I'm super psyched because there are moments. I'm not going to go into any rumors here. Super psyched about things that are going to happen, shaping up for the Takeover show. I think this Takeover New Orleans might be the best show of any shows all year, unless they can pull in. All In can pull in some really good shows. I think Takeover New Orleans is going to be shaping up to be the best show of the year.
Yeah.
Especially with the tag team situation. That's the one thing I wasn't going to tell you because they've got some interesting stuff happening. And
cool.
So I'm interested in seeing the tag team match. I'm interested in seeing the main event. And they haven't announced Gargano versus Ciampa, but they're moving that way. And so I don't know how they're going to pull. Maybe it's a one last match type thing for Gargano. This is the blow off, and then I could see Gargano moving up to the main roster after WrestleMania. Probably Backlash, since they're going to be doing that stuff at Backlash. But NXT Takeover New Orleans is going to be a rocking show. It might even surpass WrestleMania this year.
Yeah, because both of those are shaping up to be really, really good, and they both have the potential to be amazing. But Takeover. Given the recent trend, Takeover is usually better because it doesn't have so much going on.
Right.
It has more time for the matches.
Yep.
So you don't have to worry about matches getting cooked. It's usually like 5 matches per show, and the big joint pay-per-views, which are you get like 10 matches or something. So
yeah. So talking about NXT. Two new things that they're going to bring up is they're going to have a new NXT title. I don't understand where this is going, but I don't care because the people that they have for that match, I'm super stoked about. They're getting ready to introduce an NXT North American Championship. I wonder if they're going to try to do one of these for each area, continent, because they have the UK title, and I think probably what they're going to do is just kind of meld that into NXT. I don't know where the process is for having a UK show, but it looks like it's dead in the water. Like nobody's talking about it, nobody's discussing it, and so them coming up with, hey, let's have a North American title, let's have a Latin American title. I mean, it seems like it might be going that way, but I don't care about the new. I can't wait to see the look of it. But the match that they have to crown it is going to be amazing. It's a ladder match. It's EC3. It's going to have its first match, televised match at Takeover. Ricochet is going to have might be a second match. So that alone, EC3 plus Ricochet, plus Adam Cole, plus who else did I say? Velveteen Dream and one other guy. I can't think of it. Killian Dane. It's going to be a rad match. More than likely, they're setting up for Velveteen Dream versus Ricochet coming down the line. They're doing some Twitter feuds right now with those two.
Cool.
So
I think that would be a sick match.
I think so. Velveteen Dream's still a little green, and you can see that, but I think Ricochet could pull something amazing out of Velveteen Dream. That match is going to be sick. That match is going to be probably the best match. It's shaping up to be the best match of the weekend.
Yeah.
Even though I think Almas and Black will be an amazing match, I think the tag team match is going to be a pretty decent match. It's shaping up to be just an amazing show. And so not only are they introducing a new title on NXT, the North American title, but they're going to at least seems like they're going to introduce after WrestleMania. It sounds a cruiserweight tag team titles. There's mock drawings of possibilities online. Looks similar to the cruiserweight title. They don't have any colors or anything yet, but I assume they're going to be purple, which is fine, I guess. But I'm super stoked about that too, and adds another layer of the cruiserweights to that, and so I'm excited about this. I'm excited about a new title, 2 new titles. Keep it coming.
Yeah, totally. And also, big news this week on SmackDown was that there's going to be on April 27th a wrestling WWE show in Saudi Arabia at a massive soccer stadium where they're going to have a 50-person Royal Rumble. And that just sounds awesome. I hope they televise that, or I hope that footage of that will exist somehow that we could watch, because they're at this giant soccer stadium in Saudi Arabia and it's going to be a 50-person Royal Rumble. I want to see that. I need to see that. That's something that you and I would totally need to see.
Agreed.
And so I hope that, if they do, it'll probably just be, just a live special on the network. It won't probably be a pay-per-view thing, obviously. It'll probably just be a live special if they televise it at all. But, with something like that, that's kind of something that's just, you guys should. Don't make, don't even need commentary or anything like that. You could just put a hard cam on the ring and just put that up on the network so we can see it, because that would be awesome, because it sounds great. 50-person Royal Rumble, that's ridiculous. I want to see it now. Yep. That could probably go, 2 hours, just that,
Oh yeah,
easily. So
even if it wasn't live and they taped it and then put it on the for later, they keep billing it as wait and see, not wait and see, but wait for more information.
Yeah.
Because they're
that's the thing that kind of made me wonder.
Because it sounds like maybe they will televise it in some way. I don't know if it's going to be network. I don't know if it's going to be YouTube. That would be an interesting thing to put it on YouTube. I think that would be pretty rad. Because I don't know what I don't know the laws of Saudi Arabia. I don't know if they're against certain media platforms, but I think YouTube would be, if they're against YouTube. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anything about Saudi Arabia right now, what their structure is like anymore. But if they're against YouTube or whatever, I can see them putting it up there, their network or even Facebook. They can put it on Facebook. And honestly, I don't know how much more card they would have other than that, because you're right. I think 2 hours is minimum for this match. 50 people. Do you remember? Did you ever watch the 40 Man?
No, from 2011. No.
I don't know how long that ran, but I would say 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge. 50 Man. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I think they need to televise it in some way.
Yeah, I got really excited when I heard that, and I was like, stay tuned for more information. That made me oh man, I hope they're gonna, like I said, even if it's not with commentary, or if it's just, just Michael Cole and Corey or something
Yeah, I'd go with that too.
You don't need, just let us watch it in some way. That would be awesome. So, well, I think that's it for that part. But now we're going to go into the recaps, and then of course we got predictions, because there's another pay-per-view. There's a Fastlane coming up in 2 days, so we're going to do our predictions for that later. But first, we will go to Monday Night Raw. Jeremy, Monday Night Raw this week. What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What was your take on it?
My favorite thing, I think, was the Symphony of Destruction match. I loved every bit of it. Both Elias and Braun are amazing workers. They're amazing actors in that. I mean, both characters have been set up very well. From all I understand, I don't know who has Elias, who's producing Elias or whatever, but I know in the past Vince took on Braun as his kind of pet project, and he's been A+ everything he's done. I wish there was more payoff from the Survivor Series with him and Triple H. There's not yet, but I hope that they come back to that. I really do.
Because that's much I'd like to see.
Oh, absolutely. I just think that would be fun to watch. Braun destroy Triple H. So that was my favorite thing. I liked that there were some issues with it for sure. It was just kind of a throwaway type match, but I liked Elias. All right, I want a proper introduction, and then he jets. Yeah. I thought that was really funny. I thought him being in the car and putting it in neutral was hilarious, because and then the announcer's like, oh, you need to do it one more. You get one more, and they kind of were saying it was a neutral, so I thought that was really funny because it was a neutral, except Braun was quote unquote holding it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty funny and pretty well done. I liked the piano bit, throwing the piano on him was well done. So I liked all that. I'm interested in seeing where this where Nia Jax and Alexa goes. The backstage bit where Alexa was trying to calm her down in.
That got too real for me. Like that was sad. Like that was hard to watch. Like that was just like yeah. Like I'm sure it was scripted. I'm sure that but yeah, part of me was just like that this seems too real. Like I'm like hella awkward. Like I'm like hella uncomfortable right now. Like this is really weird. Like because I told you it was like this episode was like Attitude Era meets like Degrassi High or something like that because it was very odd. Yep.
Yeah, and I think part of that was what happened after Nia's match. I thought that was a good match again.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they did a good job. I think that part was Nia at the end of the match standing in the ring as if we were all supposed to clap. Thank you, Nia. You know, it was, because that's just what you do when you have your quote unquote last match. It's just kind of weird that they did that, and then that accompanied what happened backstage. It was a little bit Alexa. Is that Alexa being manipulative?
Yeah.
Is that her being a friend? I mean, it was bordering on those lines. But you're right. It was
very
like
passive aggressive.
Like, and Nia sold that. Like, look at her face. I mean, is she a pretty crier? No, she's an ugly crier. But I'm okay with that. She pulled those tears out of somewhere. I don't know what she was thinking about, but she made me believe, just like she made you believe, that this is awkward and weird. Where is this going to go? I know we have several weeks until WrestleMania, and so we'll see what happens with that. But I liked that whole segment, those whole segments. I wanted to ask you because it looked edited. That's a weird word to say. Ronda Rousey's confrontation with Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything flawed or flubbed there when Ronda was on the mic and then ends up getting in Stephanie's face? Was there anything between her being near Kurt, then going over to, or was it cut just like that?
I'm pretty sure it was cut just like that.
Because it looked odd and weird, like as if she was saying something and then, because Hulu sometimes cuts things weird.
I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty. Okay. I don't think so. I think it was just like that.
So it was just a weird cut, is what it was.
Yeah, probably. Kevin Dunn with his teeth.
Gnawing at the bit.
Teeth.
I thought that was okay. I hope the Samoan drop isn't her finisher. I thought she was going to do something else with her when she got her up. It may have been that case with Stephanie's massive hair and massive body. I mean, not that she doesn't have a nice body. It's just she's a bigger girl.
Yeah.
A lot of that's muscle. I've seen her train. I get that. She's a bigger girl. And having Ronda pick her up like that's pretty good. And so.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool if she did the Samoan drop and like transitioned that into an armbar.
And you could do that.
Like, but yeah, like just a Samoan drop though. Like, and Samoan drop's a cool move, but it's just not like a finisher type move.
Yeah.
So like hopefully she'll find something really cool. Like I'm sure she'll do the armbar as her submission finisher. But
I would hope so.
But yeah, I mean I think so. Totally. And because being a hardcore submission specialist that she is, the arm collector. She knows just the right amount of torque to put on it, so she totally knows, like, don't pull it back that hard. Just like, so there's a little pressure, so the person has something to work with, so they can, but, because so like, she knows how to do it, so I, can see, her still using it, but yeah, they need to find some kind of other finishing move for it, and like the Samoan drop hopefully isn't it, because it's just not a show-stopping finishing kind of move or something like that, but.
And I understand trying to show her power in that she lifted Stephanie up, who's
a lot taller than her.
A lot taller, a little bit bigger than her, a lot bigger than her. So I understand that, but like you said, a Samoan drop, even a Samoan drop into an armbar somehow. I'm sure he can do it. That segment was okay. Again, Kurt every week is getting better, getting kind of back into that old school Kurt. I know a lot of people were annoyed with him with his promos lately, but I thought they were perfect. I'm trying to think anything. What about you? What did you think about Raw? I can't remember anything else. Those were the things that I was like really super stoked about.
Yeah, I liked all that. Like, yeah, the whole Nia Jax thing, like I said, like it was really weird, and I was just like, why is Monday Night Raw turning into like Boy Meets World or Degrassi High? Like, I was just like, it was just very kind of, but yeah, but it got me interested, and so it worked in that way, and and it has us talking about it and stuff like that. But it doesn't have either of us saying I hated it. It was just weird. It was just different, and so it's got me interested. So props to them for that. But yeah, I liked the whole Ronda and Kurt thing. Like, Kurt was great this week. He's doing a good job, and Ronda did a lot better job emoting this week than she did when Triple H got sucker punched. Because she just kind of stood there and looked down at him like very robotically, and then just kind of like got down there like really slowly, like check on him. And I'm just like, she just needs to work on like emoting naturally, like in an unnatural situation, an inorganic situation, react organically, which she'll get it. She'll get it. I'm sure she will. But she's still new to all this, so it's cool. But but yeah, she did a lot better this week. How she she actually looked like gleeful when she saw Kurt and ran up and hugged him, and I was like, see, that's work off that. Yeah. And so she did a lot better job with that, and then she is really good at just kind of snapping into her mean face, and so she does a good job with that. But yeah, I liked Kurt getting the drop on Triple H this time and stuff like that, and that was cool. So I'm looking forward to that match. I think that has some good, and a lot of people I'm sure were hoping for Rocker. I said Batista would be a good one too and stuff like that. But this is just as good to me. So,
and it makes more sense. You put two Olympians together against the people that they need to go against. To be honest, it makes sense on paper. It makes sense on all facets. It makes sense.
It does, and so I'm really excited for it. I really am, and so that'll be cool. But one thing, I'm blanking on some other stuff, I'm sure, but yeah, I can't wait for the final deletion thing.
Deletion?
The ultimate deletion, yeah, that's whatever it's called, the whichever deletion.
Yeah, exactly, something.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Apparently, they were filming that this week down in Cameron, North Carolina. And so hopefully Brother Nero will get involved, because I think that because everybody's saying Jeff should be back before WrestleMania, and so hopefully he will come back as Brother Nero, because that would be great. Or he comes back as just Jeff, and Jeff tries to snap him out of this, and then Matt pulls him down with him, and he becomes Woken as well, and then he becomes Brother Nero. And so that would be an interesting thing, because them two feuding would be neat to see, because I know that's how this started in TNA, was them feuding, and then Matt just snapped and then became Broken. But so do a different kind of take on it with the Woken thing would be neat. But so yeah, I can't wait to see the ultimate deletion. That'll be fun. So
yeah, agreed.
Yeah, because if it's anything like the other deletion videos, I'm sure it'll be lots of fun and very kind of like surreal Adult Swim type of kind of thing.
Be weird, but okay weird.
Yeah, it'll be fun weird. It'll be fun wrestling weird. Because I think it was Chris Jericho said that when he had, because he had when Matt first started doing the Broken character, he had Matt on the podcast, and him and Matt were like, dude, we should do the podcast in character and stuff like that. And so Matt just went all the way on the podcast and stuff like that, and it was pretty awesome. And then this past summer, he had, when the Hardys were back in WWE, Jericho had Ambrose and Jeff on. And that was a really good podcast. I enjoyed that one. It's because they're both just so chill, laid back guys. He's just like, yeah, when I met Ambrose, I was like, wow, this guy's so much like Jeff Hardy. And I was like, what? And then listening to the podcast, it's like, wow, they are. They're both just super chill, laid back, and stuff. But he was saying, he goes, yeah, did you listen to that podcast that me and Matt did when he did it in character? And he's like, yeah, that was pretty crazy. He really went all the way with that one and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, the I can't remember what it was called. Was that called the Final Deletion? The one in TNA that him and Jeff did?
I think I don't know. There's like 3 of them. I can't remember. I think Final Deletion was the last one that was post Nero.
Okay.
I can't remember which one they did. I can't remember.
But like he's just like, cause he was the one who was like, yeah, it was like a really weird, surreal Adult Swim type video. And so ever since I heard that, I was like, yeah, it was kind of something that would be on Adult Swim. But anyways, so yeah, I can't wait for that. I'm sure this will be the apex to their feud. It'll bring an end to their feud, which this feud started out good and could have been good. It was just handled really weird. But their characters matched up nice. They're natural. They seem like natural enemies, and they play off each other well. So that part of it I really enjoyed. But anyways, and then something I really, really liked. I really did like Paul Heyman and Roman. I liked that. That was a good segment to go out on. And I like that Roman is still not backing down. They're bringing a lot of heat on Lesnar. They're doing a really good job of it. They really, really are. And like when he first came out was last week, right? When he was calling Brock Lesnar a punk, and that he doesn't respect him, and that he's not here. We're all sick of it. Blah blah blah. Like that was great. They did a great job of getting heat on Lesnar that way. They did a great job of getting heat on Lesnar and Heyman in this too. Mm-hmm. And I love when Roman steps into the ring and he just walks up to Heyman and he goes, pick up that title, you show it respect and stuff like that. That was kind of nice. That was cool. And yeah, Heyman's great on the mic, and I loved his whole you don't want to shoot on the mic with Mr. Heyman, and you don't want to shoot in a fight with Mr. Lesnar and stuff. Like, that was cool. And then I like he's talking a big game, and then Roman comes out, and then he's just like, hi, Mr. Roman Reigns, hi, like he did a great job of selling that, because like he probably has PTSD from Samoa Joe choking him out, because like Roman kind of was getting ready to corner him in the corner of the ring, and then he just kind of scoots around him and stuff. Like, yeah, so good continuity, whether intentional or not. Like it made me think of that. So I was just but yeah, I really liked it. I thought Roman's been doing a great job lately on the mic. I think that feud with Cena really did help him, really did elevate him and stuff like that. And I think it was Ross on Cultaholic said last week he said Roman gave the best promo of his career besides that one in April of last year when he just said 5 words. And I was like, yeah, that was a good promo. And this week he kind of wasn't like giving this big speech like he was last week. He just was just like Brock Lesnar better be here because I'm ready to fight, so typical kind of thing, but done well. And so like that has me really stoked for next week to see what happens with him and Lesnar, or if they're gonna not have Lesnar again to build more heat up and just and stuff like that, because they've been doing a good job so far getting heat on Lesnar and getting kind of getting Roman over more and more. So yeah, I don't know if they'll kind of continue with that, or they'll have him do something like something that would build more heat on him, like like attack Finn or something like that, and then have Roman save him, or something like that. But so yeah, what'd you think of that segment?
Yeah, I thought it was good. And I would agree with Ross. It was some of his best stuff. I wonder if part of it is them telling them to go out there and tell the audience how you feel about wrestling, because a lot of it. His statements is I respect the business. He doesn't, and it's not necessarily the truth, but it's the truth to the fans. Why isn't Rock talking about coming back? Because he wants to go to the UFC. I mean, it's some of it is based and drowned in truth, but I think that's the best time to do promos is that time. You go out there, you tell them how you feel about the business, and go from there. And so there is, however, a rumor going around that even though this is going to be the match, they don't know what's going to happen with Brock after WrestleMania, and they don't know what's going to come of this this stuff with Roman and having his name kind of drugged through the mud with the steroid stuff. And so they're kind of they're holding their cards to the close to the vest. That's why they haven't done anything with Brock, because they want Brock to be kind of a backup for either person. And so, I don't know. I don't necessarily know that I don't think Brock will be staying around. I think if he does, it'll be a lot less than what we see of him now, which isn't much already. And with the whole steroid talks, I don't think he's taken steroids. Like, he doesn't look like a guy who's been on steroids. He doesn't act like a guy who's been on steroids. So I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But it seems like they're kind of holding a lot back because of both of those things.
Yeah.
And they're not doing anything with Braun until they figure out what's going to happen closer to WrestleMania. So, but as far as the segment, it was good. It was a good segment. I liked it a lot.
All right, anything else?
I didn't see anything done with the tag teams with the bar. Did the bar come out and issue a challenge, or is that something that I'm just reading and that they're doing?
I can't remember.
Because I know on Twitter, or maybe it was last week or something, but I know on Twitter that a lot of tag teams who aren't in WWE are throwing their names into this pot where it's like, oh yeah, we'll face you at WrestleMania. I'll have my WrestleMania. And so it's kind of weird.
Okay, I just remembered. Yeah, they Dash and Dawson issued a challenge to them, and then they accepted, and then they beat the Revival via shenanigans. So I think that's going to be the feud.
Oh.
So their sneaky European shenanigans that they do.
Yep.
But that should be the sneaky Europeans. That should be their. I'm just kidding. Yeah, the bar are great. But yeah, so it looks like the Revival and the bar is gonna be the Raw tag team feud going into Mania.
Okay.
And which I would be stoked for, because the Revival are awesome, and their match, if you can find a way to watch that match, the match was really, really good. And so yeah, that's what happened with that. Yeah. Trying to think of anything. There's nothing really else that's standing out, but yeah, the Nia Asuka match was good. Like, those two match up really well. Yeah, that match was really, really good.
John Cena segment.
Was he on Raw?
He was,
wasn't he?
He was basically coming out and being the red herring, kind of throwing people off of the Fastlane. Everybody knows that AJ Styles is going to win type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he makes his promo. He's like, I'm going to go to WrestleMania, and AJ Styles, when you lose, I want you to do your clause, your rematch clause right away, and make it a 3-way match at WrestleMania. I thought that was really cheesy, but I think I like what they're doing with John, and I said this last week. I like what they're doing with him with the, am I going to have a WrestleMania match? Am I not going to have a WrestleMania match? And I look forward to seeing what happens when he loses at Fastlane. With that, I liked your statement last week about having Undertaker, like, his stuff come up and saying, I accept. I think would be a brilliant way to do it, to start the storyline that way.
The way I look at it is, the Undertaker is a guy who doesn't actually have to be there for you to feel his presence. He's almost like Sauron in Lord of the Rings. You can feel his presence, just the way people talk about him and like the music and stuff like that. You just hear that gong and the lights go black, and you're just like, oh, he's here.
Yeah, because Undertaker's not a person; it's an aura. It's a feeling, if you will, at least in the WWE universe.
I want to watch Lord of the Rings now.
That's funny. But yeah, and when you're talking about the Attitude Era, you got Goldust come out afterwards and be his Attitude Era self.
Mm-hmm.
And even in that match, and it's funny, it's like they've never wrestled together.
Yeah.
That was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's weird that they're kind of doing all these impromptu matches with Cena and all these things and stuff, which I like, because I liked this match, and I liked this whole segment, because it's like, he was the bizarre one. He was being weird, and I love how Cena just kind of like looked at the people in the front row, just like, is this happening? Like, what's going on? And then he just sucker punched him during that. So yeah,
it was weird, but I didn't hate it. I like the fact that, like I said, he's throwing back to when he first came into WWE and started quoting. I could have been a contender, quoting the movie. that's what he did when he came in. He started quoting movies. It was weird and at times obnoxious, but it works. And for him to come in like that, I thought that was brilliant. I thought his promo was a tad long. I don't know why it was long, maybe, or why it was that way, but I didn't hate it. But I'm trying to think, what was the main event?
Yeah,
I don't even remember.
Well, the Heyman Roman, that was the thing that closed the show. That was the very last thing that happened. But I couldn't remember what the last match was.
Because I know they also did the Miz. The Miz segment was really good.
Oh, the Mizzies, yes.
The Mizzies was really well done.
I can't believe I almost forgot about that. Yeah, the Mizzies was great.
He is gold. Like, he's taking this and running with it, and he's not failing, for sure. And it looks like they're going to eventually team up Finn and Seth. They'll probably be champions. I think personally that's going to be the match. I think it's going to be Finn and Seth and the bar at WrestleMania. There are rumors.
Even though they booked the Intercontinental match, you think they're gonna?
Yeah, I think it's gonna change, because I think it's gonna change. I don't maybe because there's rumors that it's not gonna be the Revival and the bar. There's gonna be a mystery tag team, and they've said, like I said, this is all rumor. One of the rumors says that it's gonna be two guys who aren't tagging up right now, which looks like Finn and Seth.
Yeah.
Could be two other guys. It could be Samoa Joe and somebody else. I don't know. If I'm assuming Samoa Joe's going to be okay by then, and so I mean, we'll just have to see where that goes. But I know that was the whole match. The handicap match with the Mistrage versus those two. I thought that was an okay match. I don't remember some of it because I was tired of that night. That night when I was watching it, I was slipping in and out of sleep at that time. I think that was it that I remember from Raw.
Yeah. I can't believe I forgot about the Mizzies. That was great. That segment was great, like amazing. And I just love how he's just like, how could The Shape of Water win Best Picture when the Marine 5 didn't even get nominated? Like, that was amazing. Like, this whole, just the A-lister, the movie star persona just works so well.
Yep.
And he's been doing it for a while, but still works. It's still amazing and stuff like that. And like the jackets that Axel and Bo were wearing were hilarious. Like these really, really garish, over the top black and gold, jackets, like the whole segment was amazing. And I love how for the presentation of the awards, where he's just like, the whole patting themselves on the back that, award, and then like the, biggest mishap by a manager and stuff like that. And, all three of them were Kurt Angle. All three of the nominees were Kurt Angle, and you always find these goofy looking pictures of Kurt Angle's face and stuff.
And the cuts when I could just go back and watch the cuts of those things, because they took the weirdest moments from each character. Like Finn's face at one time, it was hilarious.
It was.
Again, production, you guys have not failed one bit.
No.
Outside of the words on the screen, that's where you guys failed.
That needs to
stop.
Other
than that, you guys are flawless in your production.
That needs to stop, or they need to find a more brilliant way of doing it. It's weird.
Stop doing it over everything. It's ridiculous.
Exactly. Anyways, so all right. Anything else, or you want to close out Monday Night Raw?
I can't think of anything else.
I can't think of anything else. I'm glad we remembered the Mizzies, because those are great. So Mizzies, amazing. So what would you give a letter grade for this week's Raw?
I think I'd give it. I mean, there wasn't anything that I really disliked, so I'm gonna give it an A. It was a solid effort. It was better. It was, like I said, talking about it now is better than I first when I first finished watching it. And it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't horrible. There wasn't anything I really hated. There's some stuff that Ronda needs to work on. There's some stuff that needs to be fleshed out for WrestleMania. But other than that, it wasn't a bad show. So I'll give it an A.
All right, I'd give it a B, solid upper B, almost B plus. It was just kind of pedestrian, but had enough stuff that did put it over the top, and that I did really like, and stuff like that. But it's just a you know, it wasn't a go-home show like SmackDown, so it was just another chapter in a long book, you know, before the climax at Mania. And so, but I didn't hate it. There was lots of good stuff. There was, and like you said, I also feel better about it, you know, letting it sit in my head for a couple of days and talking about it again. And so, I liked it, but, you know, just to say, I just give it a B. So, all right, well, now we'll move on to Smack Diddly Down Live.
Caleb, what did you think about Smack Diddly Down Live?
I really, really liked it. I thought it was a really good go-home show. I really, really liked, even though it was for the billionth time, I really did like the Randy Orton Jinder Mahal match with Bobby Roode on commentary, and everything that happened with that, like Randy throwing, you know, Jinder into Bobby Roode, and you know, they did a good job of making it seem like, ooh, did he do it on purpose? Was it just an accident? Like, it's very ambiguous, so you know, you kind of like, ooh, what's going to happen here and stuff like that. And I'm really excited for that match, especially because I think that one will be really, really good, because they haven't been in a match before against each other, I don't think.
I mean, outside of, like, I think Survivor Series, they were
on the same team as Survivor Series, but yeah, so, but yeah, I don't think they've ever been against each other yet, like, unless there's like some house show match that they have that I haven't seen, but.
Randy killed another Singh.
Yeah, he loves doing that, and it looks good.
He landed awful.
I know, his head, you could hear the
bonk.
Yeah. You could hear it and stuff like that, and you could even hear Tom Phillips, just like, whoa, like, he was just like, oh man, like, yeah, it was pretty, it was good. It sets up their match, and I enjoyed it. And then the AJ Styles Dolph Ziggler match, which turned into, like, a Fatal 5-Way, was awesome. Their mini match was really, really good. You know, Dolph Ziggler just, and then the promo that he gave when he came out, stared down AJ, then they had their little promo back and forth. That I like, and I like it. He's 3 years younger than AJ, but he calls AJ kid. Which is funny, because I'm just like, that's total, like, Attitude Era Shawn Michaels. You know, just like, you know, oh, what are you doing, kid? You're not better than me. You know, like, I'm just like, it works, and I like it, and it's just funny because it's like, you know, he's older than you, and you're calling him kid. That's just funny, like, and the promo was really, really good. Like, Dolph is amazing, and he did a really good job with that, and it makes me really sad that the company didn't have more faith in him over the years, and that they didn't give him one awesome main event at WrestleMania, or just one awesome title match or something like that, you know, so he could, you know, have a really cool, you know, hey, I main evented WrestleMania once, or, you know, I had a really awesome title match against so-and-so, or something like that. So it makes me hope that he gets one before he retires. He gets something, you know, a title match at WrestleMania, a main event at WrestleMania, and maybe he wins the Royal Rumble next year, who knows, you know, something, you know, cool for him, you know, like that. It makes me really be like, man, can't help but root for it, even though he's kind of a heel, you know. So, but yeah, that whole segment was good. I liked that, and I really liked the. It wasn't perfect, but it was really good. The promo battle with Ruby Riott and Charlotte. I thought that was done pretty well. Not great by any means, but it was done well. I liked it. And, but yeah, the main event, I especially liked the ending of it. Especially, I liked, like, that was totally unforeseen and totally awesome.
From the commercial to the end was amazing.
Yeah, it was just yeah. We can talk about it more back and forth in a minute, but I'm blanking on anything else. Like, you probably remember more.
I don't. To be honest,
I know.
This is one of those weeks. It was like there wasn't a whole lot of memorable stuff, and it's sad because this is the go-home show for Fastlane. Whereas I shouldn't say that, because I think the most memorable stuff happened at the end. They set up the Fastlane match, I think, really well. I mean, if that Fatal 5-Way was as good as it was for that short amount of time, I'm stoked to see the six-pack challenge. You know, what happens when you throw John Cena into that mix? I thought every one of those people shined. Dolph shined, Corbin shined. You know, after AJ gets busted open on his cheek.
Mm.
I mean, I was worried for him. I mean, obviously it wasn't too bad, but I was still worried for him. They kept like beating him up, and then I mean, it was a well-paced, well put together match. And even like you said, even before that, the Dolph Ziggler AJ Styles match, I want them to go back to that. I think that'd be a fun thing, especially since Dolph can go in the ring, and then putting AJ, one of the best wrestlers in this, but one of the best wrestlers, if not the best wrestler in the world, but especially really good at making the other person shine when needed. He made all four of those other guys look amazing last night or Tuesday night. Yeah, as far as anything else, like you said, those are the things I remember. It was the beginning and the end was what I remember.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna do any more. I know Charlotte and Bobby are put together for the mixed match challenge. I don't know if they're going to do any more with them together. I think it'd be interesting for them to kind of do some backstage stuff because they're in the robes and somebody show up in a robe and they'll be like, no, you can't know. I think it'd be kind of fun to do some more stuff with that. I think they work well off of each other. But yeah, what happened in the middle? I guess they had some promos. They had the Carmella match.
Yes.
Carmella keeps getting better every second she's in the ring. She looks better and better. She's one of those ladies from NXT that when she was called up, I knew she was going to be called up, but I didn't know how well she would do on the roster, especially away from Enzo and Cass. But to see her in the ring, like she's done better. I think she's done better than even Bayley has done, or even Alexa's good in the ring, and they have a lot of faith in her. But I think in the ring, Carmella is above Alexa in a lot of ways. She's held her own a lot, and I think her character is coming along really well. I thought that match was all right. I'm looking forward to their match at Fastlane. Man, what else happened?
They made like tons of matches.
They did. They had to.
They basically were just like, all right, we're gonna set this up. Like they basically just like we're setting up all the matches this week, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
That's exactly what they did.
It's like it's noticed like it's something that you're just like that's funny that they basically, all the matches except one, they just planned basically this week, but it wasn't bad. It's just a funny thing to notice. But the backstage segment with Shinsuke and then Rusev and Aiden was hilarious.
That was pretty good.
I like Nakamura Day. Like that was good. Like he did a good job. Like he sounded a lot like Aiden. Like he did that really, really well. I liked that whole segment where he's just like, at WrestleMania, AJ Styles knee to face. Like that's good. That was good. And I just loved how he was just smack talking Rusev and Aiden, and then he just did the Nakamura Day. Like that was good. Like that was a really good segment.
Blanking on everything else.
Yeah, I think we pretty much talked about everything that happened, but just like there wasn't a lot that happened, but it was all long.
Yeah,
it was long. It was long. A lot of the stuff was pretty long, but not a lot of stuff happened. So I'm pretty sure. I think we pretty much covered it. But yeah, the ending of the main event though.
Yeah, my favorite.
It was awesome.
I loved it.
Especially since earlier backstage, right before it, he was saying, like, you're going to lay down for me at Fastlane if you can. He's like, of course. And then they hug it out and stuff, which was great. And then it's just like, Kevin Owens needs new friends because he screws them over or they screw him over.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, the ending was amazing. I marked out. Like, I did. Yeah. I popped for that hard. I was nuts. I was just like, an amazing haluva kick out of nowhere.
Yep.
Hashtag gimmick infringement.
Yeah, that's right.
But it was awesome. It was really, really good. It was one haluva kick.
Yep.
It was, just the sound on it was really good, and unforeseen. The crowd went crazy for it too. Yeah, it was awesome. I loved the ending of it. Yeah, and so I can't wait to see the payoff from that this weekend.
Agreed. I can't wait to see where they go with this. I think a lot of people are postulating that they're going to have another match at WrestleMania. which they had the match to end all matches type thing,
which was amazing.
It was amazing.
But
so we'll see if they do that again, or if this is just a ploy to try to get the others to be like, because afterwards you saw all that, like, what did Sammy just turned on Kevin? Their faces, even Baron Corbin's face was like, what just happened? And so it might be one of those things that maybe they set up to try to trick people, but still. There's a phone call. It was a great segment, and then Sammy at the end being all like, I'm the best. Like, you're kind of gimmick infringement on Dolph Ziggler there for a second, too. I thought that was pretty funny. Again, Sammy saying, I'm the best.
Yeah, and I, like you just brought up, I did like the whole, like, Sammy was, like, walking up the ramp, and everybody was just, like, dumbfounded and, like, just looking up at him like, did that just happen? Like, that was good. Like, I liked that.
I can't think of anything else that happened. R.I.P. Singh brother.
Yeah, both of them are out with injury now, probably.
Yeah, they've been thrown around so much by him that I don't know. All right, well, if we can't think of anything else, Caleb, what grade would you give SmackDown?
I would give it a B+. Solid. Yeah, B+, solid go-home show. Got me excited for everything that's going to happen. Can't wait for Fastlane. I feel like it's going to be pretty good. We are in the Fastlane to WrestleMania, so that will be pretty exciting.
That's why they call it Fastlane.
So it's the final stop, and then we're in the Fastlane going to WrestleMania. Which is like 5 weeks away from Sunday. So can't wait for that. So yeah, B+. Good go home show.
Yeah, I'd say a B+ too. The last 5 or 10 minutes of however long that was, of the main event was an A+ for me. That everybody got their spots in. One of the best deep sixes on Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the momentum had to make it go that way. Even AJ Styles coming back and starting beating everybody up, and even AJ Styles, like, even him coming in and breaking the counts. They put that match brilliantly together, because that's exactly the stuff we have to see from AJ and from all the others. Excuse me. At Fastlane, that match is going to be really good. I can't wait to see that match alone.
Mm-hmm. So I hope that's a good 35-minute one.
Oh yeah, it's got to be. I mean, even though there's like six matches total on the card. I don't know if I would think that the tag team match with the ladies would be on the pre-card, but nothing on Wikipedia says any of these are on the post-card, pre-card stuff. So pre-show, whatever I'm gonna call it. So yeah, that's what I'd give it. I give it a B+.
Okay, well, cool. That was the big 3 recaps. Now we will head into our predictions for Fastlane.
All right, so we go straight into the Fastlane predictions, or whatever. So I'll go ahead and start. We have six matches on the card. Don't know if there's going to be a pre-card, so let's go ahead and go in. Caleb, the first match I have here is Becky Lynch and Naomi versus Natalya and Carmella. Who do you got and why?
Probably just. I think it'll probably just be Becky and Naomi. This is just a match to kind of fill the card, which is fine. I'm sure it'll be a good match because all 4 of these women are really, really good, and they're all good. Like, not really, really good. They're all great. Like, and so. I'm sure it'll be an entertaining match, but yeah, this is just kind of a placeholder, just like to kind of fill it out. I think, unless that this will have like some seeds for a future feud or something. But I think it's just Becky and Naomi, I guess.
Yep, I got Becky and Naomi as well. Unless they wanted to build Carmella up in order for her to use her women's Money in the Bank contract up, probably sometime either at WrestleMania or after WrestleMania. And so either it's going to build up Carmella, or they're going to put over the faces, if you will. So one of those two. But my guess is Lynch and Naomi.
Okay. So now we go to Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev Day. Who do you have?
As much as it pains me to say,
Yes.
Shinsuke Nakamura has to win this to build to WrestleMania.
Yes. I agree. Unless, Aiden gets involved, does something, but
to continue the feud until up to WrestleMania. I
yeah. So yeah. I think it'll be Shinsuke also. We love Rusev. We love Rusev Day. Rusev is amazing, but I feel like his day will come. But for now, Shinsuke's gonna win this match. I feel so.
Yep. All right. Next match we have on the Wikipedia page is the Charlotte Flair versus Ruby Riott, with the Riott Squad at her side for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. Who do you got in the line?
One of two possibilities. Charlotte wins, or Ruby wins, and Carmella cashes in. I don't know why I feel like that could happen. I just feel like if Ruby wins, people will boo, 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 and then Carmella will cash in.
Mm-hmm.
And then to just be like, whoa, it's a double swerve or something, but that probably won't happen. I'm sure Charlotte will win. I don't think because I think they're going to wait until they have something absolutely brilliant to cash in. But I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna, out of the two scenarios though, I think Charlotte winning and nothing happening is the most likely. So that's the one I'm gonna stick with.
Okay. You know what? That is an interesting point. It made me start thinking about WrestleMania, and I'm wondering if the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania will be a multi-woman event. I could see that happening. I could see it be like 100 women for that title. My only issue with what you're saying is that the Riott Squad are going to be there. So unless the Riott Squad are taken out by Charlotte, which is quite possible, I could see this being the moment Carmella as well takes her chance to win it, and I think she would win it, and I think that would carry on into WrestleMania, like I said, with a women match. If that doesn't happen, Charlotte Flair wins. if none of those things happen, I mean, it's more built for Charlotte to win, but I could see what you're saying. I would agree with it. I would hope for it. But more than likely, Charlotte will win that match.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So now we have the Usos versus the New Day. We don't know which two of the three New Day members yet. Sure. What are your predictions for this match?
I think the Usos are going to win. I think WWE wants the titles on them for now. They're doing a great job. Their promos have been really well done. Either the Usos win, or the Bludgeon Brothers come out and attack them. If the Usos win, I could still see the Bludgeon Brothers come out and attack both teams. I think that might set up even a WrestleMania spot where it's those three teams for the titles. I think that's the best case. Those are the best cases. I know the Bludgeon Brothers will probably be on the show somehow.
Yeah.
But I think the Usos will win. What about you?
I feel exactly the same way. Either the Usos win clean and then get attacked by the Bludgeon Brothers, or they'll get attacked by the Bludgeon Brothers mid-match, winning via disqualification, setting up a triple threat at Mania. Either way, I can't wait because the Usos are just on top of the tag team world in all promotions. Like, they just are the top. Everything they do, I mean, they seem like good dudes, and but above all, like, they just, in the ring they can go, and on the mic they can go, and they have just reinvented themselves brilliantly over the last year and a half, and they prove that they deserve to have those tag team titles as long as they have, and they probably will have them for quite a while, because I can see them winning at Mania by pinning New Day, keeping Bludgeon Brothers strong, and then after Mania, Bludgeon Brothers will reign supreme and all that. But I agree with your prediction, 100%.
All right. Next, we have the WWE United States Championship match, which I thought was going to be a triple threat match, but it's actually just Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton. I shouldn't just say just. It's going to be a good match. Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton. Caleb, who you got and why?
I think Bobby will win. I think Jinder might get involved some way. I think he will like try to get in the ring, and then Randy will knock him out, and then Bobby will hit him with a glorious DDT or something like that. But I don't know. But yeah, I think Bobby will win unless they want Randy to win this title so they can get another notch under his Hall of Fame CV and stuff like that. Setting up a rematch at WrestleMania between these two where Bobby goes over. But I think Bobby winning is the more likely scenario between those two scenarios, so I'm going to go with that.
I would like to see Randy win just to get the last title he's never had. That would be nice. But I also do want Bobby to win. Either one winning is going to be fine for me. But I think Bobby Roode wins. Jinder Mahal gets involved somehow. Well, yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Something's going to happen with Jinder. But I think you're right. I think Bobby Roode. I think there can be a case made that Randy wins, and then Jinder and he have a feud somehow, and then Bobby come back in the fray. But I think if they're going to do something with Bobby and Charlotte, I think keeping Charlotte, if Charlotte is going to be champion, keeping him champion would be the best way to do that. But if neither of them champions, I think that would be fine too.
Okay.
To do it that way. But yeah, I think Bobby wins. That just looks like that on paper, I guess.
But yeah, like I said, I think Randy winning this title, just like we both said, just like that'd be cool for him to get that notch under his belt. Setting up a rematch between these two, or Bobby, that'd be cool. That'd be cool thing to do. But yeah, Bobby winning would be just as good. So now we have the main event of the evening, the 6-pack challenge for the WWE Championship. This has all the makings to be a match of the year contender, and easily could be a top 10 match of the year. We have AJ Styles, the champ that runs the camp, versus John Cena, the face that runs the place, versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, and the show-off Dolph Ziggler. Jeremy, who wins this match and why? What do you think, if anything, will happen in it?
I think AJ will win. Again, I'm hoping what you said about Undertaker happens. I could see AJ pinning John Cena, and then everybody leaving, or Kevin and Sami start fighting each other, and Baron and Dolph fighting each other to leave leave AJ and John in the ring, and at the end, John gets the acceptance of the Undertaker at the end. I think that would be really cool. I think AJ wins regardless, unless they do a swerve and it's like, yeah, we'll put it on Sami. What? I could see a case for that because Sami and Nakamura had an amazing match at NXT 2 years ago. I could see a case being made for that. But everybody wants to see AJ Styles versus Nakamura.
Yeah.
So, and I know they would have time for AJ to win it back, but I think AJ wins.
Yeah.
To keep the title.
Yeah, they need to keep it going. They need to keep him as champ, keep him going strong, and they need to keep Shinsuke going strong so that their clash can be really, even though Shinsuke probably will win, like 99% sure he will, they need to keep both guys looking top notch to keep the mystique going of who will win. So, because that's part of the fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, I 100% agree. I think AJ will win also to keep it going. And yeah, I would love for everybody to clear out and John to be left in there, and then Undertaker comes out or, in some way accepts the challenge or something. Yeah, I think that would be awesome to see what happens. So yeah, I can't wait. I think it'll be an awesome match. I think it'll be a pretty good card. I think it's going to be a good show. So that's what I think.
Just something that came to my mind a second there. I don't know how long John Cena is going to be with the company. But there are rumors. I don't know where these came from or if this is actually the case, but they are rebooting Blue's Clues. And there's a rumor that John Cena could be the new host of Blue's Clues.
I heard that.
That would be weird. I don't think that would be fun for him to do. That would be weird. And I would, as a guest, I think that would be hilarious for John to come over one day with the new Blues Clues person, but not as. I mean, would people watch it? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, it almost sounds like an SNL sketch, having him be the host of Blue's Clues. Like, it almost sounds like it would be a skit on SNL. it doesn't sound like a real thing that could happen. But he's John Cena. He could totally do it. He'd make it work. But it's so weird. Like,
it is weird.
For him to be the new host of WWE, that would just be weird, man.
Agreed. That's all I had. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, I just read that last night. I thought that was hilarious. That'd be very interesting.
It would be. Crazy world, man.
Indeed. Very, very crazy. So, guess we can close this podcast out. Can't wait for Fastlane, and obviously cannot wait for WrestleMania. That whole weekend is going to be amazing. Cannot wait. But this weekend will still be good. Cannot wait to see what unfolds at WWE Fastlane 2018. So, any last party words for the boys and girls, Jeremy?
Nope. Couldn't even think of anything witty.
Yeah,
go watch wrestling.
Neither can I. Yes, go watch wrestling. So, alright, well, we will see you guys next week for our reactions to WWE Fastlane, and the road to WrestleMania will become more clear. And so, yeah, we have, I think, like 3 matches official now for Mania, something like that. So,
at least 2.
Yeah. So, alright, well, I guess we can call this one good. We'll see you guys next week. See ya.
Peace.